Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Chingo Gringo beer review from sunny tropical Cancun, Mexico. So today I've got a beer from a different origin. Today's beer comes to us from Singapore. Is that right? Yeah, Singapore. What beer am I talking about? Well, I am talking about this one, Tiger Lager. You guys may have heard of it. Let me turn the label a little bit. There's a little bit of a reflection there. Those of you that live in the region there, for example, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, you guys have definitely heard of this beer. It's considered, I would consider it a macro lager, but I'm going to explain really why I chose to review this beer today. But first, let me give you some details and background on the brewery that produces this beer. Of course, this beer is called Tiger Lager or Tiger Beer, and it is produced by Heineken Asia Pacific. Now, the brewery, that's sometimes hard for me to say. I don't know why. Was originally founded as Malayan Breweries Limited, or MBL, and that was in 1931. And it was founded by Heineken International, and also a company by the name of Fraser and Neve. So they got together and they formed this brewery called Malayan Breweries Limited. And then renamed it later to Asian Pacific Breweries. In 1989, 1990, I got two different dates when I was doing the research here on this beer. So I'm not exactly sure which one it was. It got its present name after merging together with Heineken Asia Pacific. This brewery, Heineken Asia Pacific, currently controls 30 breweries in 14 countries in the Asia Pacific region. What else? And of course, this brewery is wholly owned by Heineken International. You guys may have heard of those guys. Okay, so enough about the brewery. Let's talk about the beer. This beer was originally launched in 1932 as the flagship beer, and it was named Tiger. And it was Singapore's first locally brewed beer. 5% ABV, and this is a pale lager style beer. It was Asia Pacific Brewery's flagship brand and is now available in 40 countries all around the world. This beer also won a Gold Quality Award at the 2011 World Quality Selections, and that was organized by Monde Selection. You might have heard of those guys as well. Now, the slogan for this beer, and it's been the original slogan since the 1930s, is "It's time for a tiger." So, without further ado, it's time for a tiger. Let's pour this beer up, see what we have now. Notice a nice neck label. I like the colors in the label of this beer, on the neck label, and also matching label down here with a tiger. As you can see, if I tilt it like that, you can see the label a little better, no reflection. Okay, and before I pour it up, one last thing is the pretty cool bottle cap. It's got a tiger on it, as you can see, with a palm tree in the background. So let's pour this puppy up and see what we got. It's a lager, so I'm going to pour it slowly at a 45-degree angle. Not too much head on this beer. A nice head, but not too much. I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest into the glass aggressively. You can see how the head forms on the beer. I poured it rather aggressively, actually, and there's not a whole lot of head produced by this beer. I'm not really sure if that has to do with the carbonation levels. I don't think so, because you can see how much carbonation is in the beer. See the bubbles going up there? It's got a good level of carbonation. Maybe it's just some other reasons why it doesn't have a good head retention. And the head dissipates really quickly there. First, the aroma. I've had this beer once before. I think once, maybe twice. Once recently. And I rather enjoyed it. So I decided to do a review of it. It has a really nice clean aroma. You know, that floral type of aroma you get with lagers. Clean kind of floral. I call it floral herbal aroma. More floral than herbal. Boy, I couldn't say that drunk. That's for sure. Those two together. Floral, herbal. Oh my goodness. Other than the herbal, floral type of clean aromas, I don't get too much other aromas. A bit of, actually a little bit, I just picked it up. A little bit of the malt aroma I'm picking up. And that's about it as far as aroma. Next, the taste. My favorite part. Right up front, you get a really nice little bit of bitterness, as well as a really nice level of carbonation that just dances on your tongue, followed by a really nice malt middle, and a really nice dry clean finish. The bitterness or the malt flavors do not linger. They dissipate very quickly, but it's a nice combination together there. Yeah, so like you get this blast of bitterness. At the same time, almost immediately you get this secondary malt sweetness that comes in there. A really nice bready type bready. That's about it. Yeah, bready, malty flavor there that comes in immediately after the initial bitterness and the really strong level of carbonation in the beer. And it's rather nice. As you can see, this beer has a really nice golden color, straw gold, I would say, straw gold, and it's completely clear. Of course, you know, they use bright tanks, they filter their beers, I'm sure, and there is absolutely nothing floating in this beer. It's completely clear, really beautiful color to the beer. Now, as I've said before, lagers are not my favorite beer, but I really rather enjoy this lager. It doesn't taste like your average run-of-the-mill lager. It has a really nice flavor profile that I rather enjoy. So, what am I going to give this beer as far as a rating? You know, I give my ratings, let's say 0 to 10. I'm going to give this beer a 7. I'm going to give this beer a solid 7 out of 10. I really like the character of the beer. A little bit knockoff for the head retention, but that could have been my fault for the way I poured it. But I don't think so 100%. I think the head dissipated rather quickly. Now, color, beautiful color. Really nice aromas in this beer. And somewhere in the middle between the, like the craft beer aromas that you get that I'm so used to, hops and malt aromas, really nice, and the beers that have absolutely no aroma, for almost no aroma, for example, like Budweiser or Corona. Those beers have almost no aroma. So this beer would be in the middle of those. So 7 for Heineken Asia Pacific Breweries Tiger Lager. That's been all for this edition of the Chingo Gringo Beer Review. Until next time, guys, remember, drink responsibly, do not drink and drive, and keep pouring them up, keep drinking them down. Cheers, guys.